Okay, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Penji, you're the first Sikh fitness influencer that I came across. So you're pretty much a trailblazer from my perspective. And what I really enjoy about your content is you're unapologetic about, you'll have kirtan in your videos, you're just who you are. You're not trying to fit in with the mainstream, which is really refreshing to see. What gave you the confidence to be able to do that?
And I suppose when I started all this, I kind of just saw loads of repetition. There wasn't many Sikh women within our community willing to do stuff like this. So I thought, let me try something different. I want to be different. I don't want to be the average Joe. So then I started into calisthenics, and then with that, it just kind of progressed into what I kind of wanted to achieve, is getting other Sikh women into doing more fitness, exercise, just getting out there. And I think it's given me more confidence in that, and more women confidence in that as well.
Initially, being the first person, as far as I know, to do that, did you feel like there were a lot of obstacles, or did you get any pushback from people saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't be, doing this, or shouldn't be online, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. First, when I started all this, I did get loads of hate emails. I mean, my job was even threatened by one person who had made an account, a fake profile of me, which had again threatened my job, and I had to get in touch with the police eventually because it had gone that far. I received death threats. I've been through it all, but at the end of it, I still came out strong. Show that I'm not going to go away by these little threats. I'm going to stay here.
Very special, very brave, very courageous of you. So kudos to you. I think what everyone wants to know in terms of the questions that were sent in were around what life is like now for you, because obviously you had your Nant College, and you've had a beautiful baby. What is life like? How's London treating you? How's Baji treating you? How is the baby?
From Anand College, since that, I mean, the whole family was supportive. Through my fitness journey, I mean, they kind of led me on to keep pushing me to keep doing it. And then everything's Jagdikla, then a little one came along. Now, since having her, it has been quite difficult because you're planning, it just goes all out the window, the timings, everything. I suppose you just have to kind of fit it in, make that little time. I mean, it is a bit of a struggle trying to get back into fitness now, because I did have a C-section, so that recovery did take me quite a bit to get back into my normal routine. I did kind of struggle at the beginning trying to just get into routine because there was so much pressure on my scar. But now, round about 6 months through and till now, I've been getting back there slowly. I mean, still a struggle because the energy is not there as what it used to be before. And I suppose kind of the push that I had is kind of faded a bit, but I am trying to get myself in that mindset again and push further. But eventually I think I will get there. At the minute is kind of a slow kind of walk back into it. But every now and then I do try to get back into fitness.
That's amazing. It's nice to see posts again.
I think I've had loads of messages from people saying, when are you going to start doing your fitness again? Come on, I need some motivation. But it's just like, I'm getting there slowly. I will get, I promise. But yeah, slowly we'll get back to it.
3 children in now with Guru Kripa, and I feel like the biggest thing I've learned is you just have to go easy on yourself. You're not going to get it right. You're not always going to be able to look after your health or eat the best. You just, we're all trying the best, right? And I think the fact that you've got even doing what you've got back to is incredible. Like, man, get that in.
I think because with me, I did calisthenics more than weight training. So just finding the balance again, the core strength to get back into that. I mean, I tried handstands again probably a month ago, and I held it for 5 seconds and I was like over the moon about it, because I thought I wouldn't have that strength again. And it's slowly giving me hope that I can get back into calisthenics, and that my end goal of what I had achieved, I can achieve that again. I mean, it'll be a long process, but we'll get there one day.
Yeah, it's really inspirational because it goes to show after having a baby, you can get your fitness back up. Do you have any qualms about having a C-section and the impact that would have on your body?
I think for me, the C-section was because I kind of knew for myself that I don't think the baby's going to come naturally. But the hospital kind of forced upon me that, no, you're going to have a natural birth. So from there, kind of complications started to arise that the baby's heart rate had gone down. So they did a C-section. I think I always knew in my mind that I would have a C-section, if that makes sense. So I think I was kind of prepared for that. But I think I wasn't prepared for was how much pain you would be in after the C-section. I think that's what got me, is if I could have done a kind of a semi-planned or planned C-section, it would have helped me through that process. But because it wasn't, I think it made it kind of hard. I mean, the emotions you go through after that weeks down the line, because you can't do the things that you want to do, like you can't walk to the toilet because of the pain, you can't make your own food. It's just, all these little things, they add up and they affect your mental health. Once you start, you just got to have that willpower to be able to do stuff again, to be able to hold your own child, which I couldn't even do in hospital after my C-section because it was so painful. But you just work through it, and you just got to have the patience and remember, it's a new day tomorrow and you can try again.
Do you have any tips for mums who've had a C-section in terms of self-care, things that, having looked in hindsight, you could go back and think, I could do this, if I had to do it again, I could do this, or I could do this, apart from being patient?
Just kind of preparing yourself beforehand, just kind of doing, a few exercises like with a stability ball, just kind of, loosening those muscles up. What I had been doing was applying this bio oil, which kind of helped as well from the itching and the pain around that area. I used that. Also just kind of, keeping your mind in Kirtan and listening to Bart, it'll just kind of help you through the stages. I listened to Sukhmani Sahib, it was on repeat, and it just kind of helps you through these little steps, and speaking to people if you're not feeling well. I mean, I'm lucky with my husband. He was very, he looked out for me. I could talk to him, and he was just there to comfort me whenever I needed, something, and that really helped me through it as well.
That's amazing. What kind of timeline do you think it takes to recover from having a baby, so that people can? I think lots of people who sent messages are into training, and they're concerned about if they have a kid, will they be able to do exercise again? How long will that take? What's the process going to be like? I appreciate it. You've got to let your body recover. You've got to let it heal, and that takes time. What timeline do you think expected?
I wouldn't be able to give a timeline, but I say it's when you feel ready. Depends on your recovery process and how long it takes you. Some women recover quicker than others. They may be able to start 2 months down the line. Others, it takes them longer. It takes about 5 months. So I can't give a estimate of how long it would take. That's your own process, your own healing. So it's up to you when you feel fit and healthy in your mind and your body to start that journey.
How did you start off? What was your journey like?
It was my husband finally got me out the house. We just used to go for kind of little walks just around the block, because at the minute that's all I could do, so I could manage. And then slowly we'll kind of build up how long we were out for. So from about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and then we just slowly build that up again. And then my other exercise was trying to climb up the stairs, because I found it hard after a C-section because it pulls to climb up the stairs. So that would be an exercise I would do, just stretch out everything, climbing up and down the stairs slowly in my own time. I think for me, those were the big steps. We're just kind of doing the normal steps that I need to do to go back to what I was doing first.
Amazing. And in terms of fitting it in,
I think I'm lucky in the sense that, you know, my husband has a big family, so everyone takes their own bit and they'll help out, whether it's in the morning, I need to have a shower, I'll give them to her. Whether it's cooking, they'll feed her for me, they'll feed her dinner while I do the cooking. Cleaning wise, she's just playing with someone. So I think in that sense, having a big family does help, and they're all very supportive as well. And then everyone gets to spend their time with her.
Just goes to show like the traditional, there were lots of benefits in having that traditional system of having kind of grandparents around and having masiya and chache and tai and stuff. You have a big family as well.
I do, yeah. 3 brothers, 1 sister. So yeah, there's 5 of us. Yeah, I think they're good. Yeah, they're just like, every time they see her, they're excited because we don't really go down much. But when they do see her, they're like over the moon, and they want to just, I want to hold her and play with her, and you know, just do all the mama stuff. And
yeah, your sister must be really good with her as well.
Yeah, she is. She goes to her straight away, like she's known her for ages, and them two just get on, and they're just chatting away.
What's the transition been like from Coventry to London?
At the beginning, it was kind of hard because I didn't realize how fast life was, because I come from Coventry, I come from like a bend, a village, you know, and there's really go. And then coming to here, it's just like hustle and bustle everywhere. It's just, you know, it's like if you go to South, it's like India. I mean, that's what I like, is the India bit, but it does much like going from Hounslow to South, or it takes you sometimes half an hour, 45 minutes. And in Coventry, something like that would take you 15 minutes. It's just like, you know, the difference between everything. And here, everyone's just so fast paced. No one slows down just to think, relax. Everyone's always got to, you know, like they got time and they got to do something. But yeah, I think now I'm slowly getting used to this. I like kind of London life more now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think cause you just go with it once you get used to it.
My best friend's from in university. I used to go back and stay at his probably once a month on the weekend, and they would just sit in the conservatory, drink tea and just chat to his bibi, and his mum and dad would just sit there, no TV on, and it was just, the pace was so much slower, even though it's only an hour and a half north of where we are. It's a completely different way of life, but it's nice. It's nice getting to have that, or slowing down a little bit and being a bit more purposeful.
Went on the bus for the first time in London, like since I've been married, and I didn't realize buses here have when you press the button, the stop comes up where you're getting off and it speaks. And I'm like, I was really like amazed by it, because we don't have that in the West Midlands. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about your motivation now, because you achieved some amazing things, your physical feats that you would.
Yeah.
Posted one of those on my stories, and it's remarkable. People would talk about it, and something must have motivated you then to be able to progress to that level, to be able to do it and stick with it for that long. So what was your motivation then, and how do you motivate yourself to get back into it now?
Just because as a Indian community, I think we don't push ourselves as much when it comes to fitness. And I wanted to show that, you know, within our community, we can achieve bigger things in the community by, like, you know, fitness. I wasn't just gonna go around and do the normal. I wanted to be known for what I do and show we can push outside the boundaries, that we're not just meant for the kitchen. As before in my messages I've had from people, they said that, oh, women only belong in the kitchen, why are you doing this? I just kind of wanted to prove those people wrong, that, you know, I'm going to prove you wrong, and this is what I'm going to do that. So for me, it's kind of, that's been behind my mentalities, pushing through those boundaries where people have said, no, you can't do that. I think that was my motivation behind it. And now I think my motivation to get back into it is remembering, you know, I could do all this, but now also I remember I have my daughter watching, I want to show her that, if you put your mind to something, you can do anything. I want her to know, whatever she wants to do, I'm going to follow her dreams, what she wants to achieve, and all the Sikh children we have watching us. It's like there's so much we can put out to our panth in, like, staying fit and healthy, and to achieve their goals in life. So I think that's my motivation going forward now.
In terms of getting back into it, do you do what you feel, or do you have a certain plan, or do you have a progression with the things that you've been able to achieve? You may have followed a plan before, so now at the moment, what are you doing when you do exercise?
I did follow a plan. Now it's just kind of doing what I feel I can do. So at the minute I'm exercising, but I'm not fully exercising, so I'm kind of seeing what my body can do. So when it comes, so let's say if I do like a crunch, I'm seeing if my body can do it before I fully
Commit to it.
Before I fully commit into it, because I do get those aches and pains still. They don't come straight away, but they appear afterwards. Even with the handstands, I mean, I'm still trying, but I still do get those pains afterwards. So it's slowly just pushing what my body can do. But I do workouts, like I will follow a video just to get a bit more motivation for me. But at the minute, it's just kind of free flow.
Nice. And last question I wanted to ask, well, maybe not last, but around your little Pajangi, around the little one, what are your plans for her? Are you going to get into gymnastics, football? What are you guys thinking?
For her, I will put her into gymnastics. I mean, we are trying to do stuff at home, just kind of, getting a stick and just holding on to that, kind of doing some crunches, just putting more pressure on her arms, so to get turned into planks. But essentially, I will like her to come down this route, and because I was a sporty person, my husband still is a sporty person, and I think we will kind of take her down that route. I would like her to start gymnastics. I think she'll be starting that soon, baby gymnastics. We'll keep doing stuff at home, but yeah, she will join groups eventually.
That's amazing.
I'm already going Gatka as well.
Amazing. I wanted to ask around question which I ask everyone, around books, resources, like people to follow, anything that you found helpful.
I have found that mum on Instagram, she has been helpful because she's got a little one of her own and she's expecting another one. I think during my pregnancy, just seeing those stories and her pregnancy journey helped me through that as well, because when you're pregnant, you have so many thoughts going through your head, and you're like, who do I ask? I can't keep asking my midwife because, they're just going to block you or something. They're going to think, what's wrong with you? And it's just like, they're answering questions that you have worries about. And, it just kind of helped you on this journey as well. There's other pages I've followed, just like postpartum babies. That's really good as well. Just kind of, giving you thoughts and insights into what to expect with your little one. But yeah, it's been good, and my worries have been kind of suppressed as well with other people who go and do the same thing as you.
That's amazing. I just want to end by saying you guys are an inspiration. I know Baji since he was a little kid, met him at Pro. He's a lovely guy, and obviously it's amazing what you've done for Bibia.
Well, yeah, thank you for having us on here.